Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BoreDraw, episode 132. The Premier League title is wrapped up, but the season isn't quite finished. There are still things to discuss, and we'll get straight into them.
Liverpool versus Arsenal.
Yeah, so Arsenal giving Liverpool a guard of honour.
You hate to see it.
Rough.
Yeah, it is what it is. Arteta came out and said they were the best team, they deserved it. So we'll give them a guard of honour. Fair play to him.
Yeah, I mean, their last performance was pretty poor.
Against Chelsea, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't too great.
Back to full strength, though.
Back to full strength, but very much on the beach mentally. And now physically on the beach. In Dubai.
Yeah, that's true. And bloody Arne Slot, was he in Ibiza for a bit as well?
Don't you do that at the end of the season?
You love to see it. If you win it this early, you deserve it.
Fair
but
enough.
Yeah, I thought, on paper, this was going to be a title race decider a little bit earlier in the season. With, both teams still in the title race. But now that Liverpool won it, this was just a bit of a...
Formality,
yeah. And,
I don't know.
Mate, we got cooked for the first 20 minutes. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Off the back of your exit from the Champions League, it seemed like your guys were on the beach as well. Without much reason to be. You got cooked first 20, 25 minutes, mate. Wasn't great.
Yeah, conceded 2 in like 2 minutes.
And I was thinking, this could be like Liverpool putting the thing on the table and being like, this is what you got to do to win the Premier League. But then it's sort of, after the second half, it just switched, didn't it? Yeah,
I think he must have given them the hairdryer treatment at half time. Because you saw he came out after the game and was like, he was vexed, even though we got it from 2-0 down back to 2-2. But yeah, he must have given them some absolute pelters at half time because they came out, they looked good. One thing I do want to bring up is Odegaard taking shots from outside the box.
Yeah.
What's happened there then?
Martin no shoulder guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he must have. He's a bit fucking late.
We should do an episode where we come up with, but also go through our favourite kind of slander names. Because I saw one.
Slander 11.
Cole Dharma,
because he kills the ball.
It's funny, but Odegaard in the PSG game took a shot from outside the area. Great save by Donnarumma, and then in this game took a shot from outside the area, saved, and then Marino got the rebound. Where's that been all season?
I mean, I'm not being funny here, but how many times have... It's almost like going back to the old days of Arsenal where they try to walk it in the net. The only player, or the only two players who really take pot shots outside the box, Saka and Declan Rice. And Thomas Partey loves to sky one from 30 yards. But, your players are in and around the box. That little rebound is all that's got to happen. But, you see Man City as well sometimes where they try and carve out the chances and it doesn't really quite form, so they recycle it, go round and round again. Arsenal don't do it to that extent. But you've got the technical ability to have a pot.
Also, with the lack of striker, you'd think, what are we working towards getting the ball in the box for if there's no one there? You might as well be having pot shots.
And so, it's great to see, but it is a bit too late.
A little bit too late. And then, got the second. And we were thinking, maybe we come back. And then Marino got sent off. Is what it is. Game finished 2-2. But I think the main story that came from this game is Trent Alexander-Arnold. In my opinion, as an Arsenal fan, he's a Liverpool legend. I mean, I don't want to speak for Liverpudlians, but he's a Liverpool legend, IMO. He's probably a Premier League legend. And he came onto the pitch, I think it was just after half-time.
Yeah, but about the 55th, 60th.
Yeah,
like that.
swap for Conor Bradley. And he got booed.
Yeah, it's rough, isn't it? Because...
Obviously, he's announced that he's leaving at the end of the season on a free transfer, most likely going to Real Madrid.
I fully understand it from a Liverpool fan's perspective. This kid was meant to be like... They're used to their legends being forced out the club rather than choosing to leave. And I think in their eyes, it's like born and bred, Liverpudlian, come up through the academy. We've given you everything. And he's reciprocated with trophies.
He has given them everything. But what a beautiful time to part ways.
Are they just... I can understand they're irritated maybe because he's leaving on a free. And last year, I think he was doing an interview saying he wants to be at this club for his whole career. He wants to be captain. He wants to take them to more and more trophies. But then again, he's won everything there is to win with Liverpool.
That's the thing. It's not like this world-class talent has come up through your academy and is yet to deliver, and the fans are kind of like, oh, we need you to get us onto the biggest stage. We need you to bring those trophies. And then he's done that.
It's not like Jack Grealish leaving Villa.
Like, if Saka, God forbid, left Arsenal, but he delivered UCL, he delivered Prem titles, I'd be sad. I'd be emotional. I'm in love with this boy. But I'd clap him on to wherever he wants to go next if he brought us those trophies.
If he left now, you'd have to be like, fair enough, he wants to win something.
No, I'd be angry.
But yeah, I do get it. Although I think the reaction is probably a little bit harsh. I've seen some people say that it's race related.
No, that's what Don Robbie's brother.
Laurie.
Yeah, what is he on about?
And I think it was cowardly the way he brought it up. The way he was like, people have said to me,
yeah, people.
I didn't think this.
Yeah.
But it's like,
shut up.
No, mate.
Read the room.
I can't speak for people of race, but it's clearly not. It's clearly not. And it is hard to lose the ones you love. But, you know, at the end of the day, he could have left without winning anything.
Exactly.
So, you know, now is the time to go. And let's not pretend that he hasn't been sort of hated on in the past by Liverpool fans, called out for his lack of ability to defend. It's not all been sunshine and roses. So I think it's time for us, for Liverpool fans, you know, to be like, okay, carry on. It's not like they're losing someone who's irreplaceable. Let's be honest.
Let us know in the comments down below, were Liverpool fans right to boo Trent Alexander-Arnold?
When they get Frimpong in the summer and he's bombing down the right-hand side, they will forget about Trent like that.
Damn.
But I will miss his ability to pass the ball.
He's a baller. I think what I'd be annoyed about if I was a Liverpool fan is that is £100 million talent.
That's what they're...
And you're losing him for free.
Yeah, I think
But
there's people who turned around and said, oh, maybe he should just sign like a contract just to get us some money, but that's not on him.
Yeah, well
if the club were really that concerned, they should have offered to him last year. So, times change. Get with it.
Boom.
But yeah, worthy winners of the Premier League, in my opinion. People saying it's a weak Premier League this year. Arguably yes, arguably no. I think you've got to look at it. The teams that Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, even not in the Forest, the teams they're losing to, mid-table or not, are the teams that Liverpool have beaten.
Fact, Liverpool have lost, what, one game?
3 games.
3 games this season. Can't argue with the statistics.
Exactly.
Going from the top of the table to the very bottom end of the table. In my opinion, the 2 worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
Because in terms of level, Southampton, Leicester and Ipswich are to be expected to be down there. Spurs and Man United
are 2 Europa League finalists.
Check out our next video where we will be talking about the European finals coming up. But yeah, Man United 2-0 loss versus West Ham. And a Spurs 2-0 loss against Crystal Palace. They are now sat in 16th and 17th place in the league. 39 and 38 points. They haven't even hit the magical 40.
How many games have they lost?
So, Man United have lost 17 matches this season. Spurs, 22. Spurs, 20. Ipswich, 22. Leicester, 24. Southampton, 28.
Mental.
That is disgusting.
If
losses.
You put it in, like, I don't know.
Man United minus 11 goal difference.
If
Big Man United.
If one of Ipswich, Leicester, or Southampton had maybe done a Nottingham Forest, come up, spent big, one of those teams would have been in the relegation zone, in my opinion.
That would have been my favourite Premier League season ever.
Without those 3 teams, if you took away, the points earned against those bottom 3, Man United would be in the relegation zone.
What would have happened if one of them got relegated, and obviously one of them are gonna win the Europa League? Would that be a championship team in the Champions League?
Yeah, I think Wigan did, didn't they? When they won the FA Cup.
That is...
I don't know about in the Champions League, but I think Wigan were in Europe whilst in the Championship.
That is quality stuff. That would have been jokes.
I mean, maybe it's time to introduce a 4th place playoff. You know, like the Bundesliga.
Yeah, where it's 2 and 2,
whoever finishes whatever position in the league below plays against that team in the Premier League.
Yeah, I saw people discussing that.
That'd be quite interesting. Yeah. But people are only calling for that because it's Man United and Tottenham.
Come on.
But it is mental. It's absolutely mental. And it begs the question, do these teams go into next season, regardless of what happens on Wednesday night with these same managers? For me, it's clear.
It's a great question.
For me, it's clear. Ruben Amorim, I would keep.
Same.
I think he stepped up enough. He hasn't had the time. I think he's a good enough manager to get things right. And Man United have, chopped and changed managers left, right, and centre. It's time to give someone a run.
It's time.
Although they did give Ten Hag a fairly decent whack at it, but I think you just need to stick it out now.
Ten Hag won 3 trophies.
Agreed. Yeah.
Was it 3?
And regardless of whether he wins on Wednesday night or not, it's time to go.
Right, 20 losses in the Premier League is unacceptable.
So yeah, I think that's both these managers have a real good chance of leaving on a high. Because a Europa League win will paper over the cracks so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it's absolutely mental. Who would have thought? You got West Ham down there as well. I think Everton have done a good job of climbing, but like Wolves were sat down there for ages, and they're head and shoulders above these guys.
Yeah.
It's remarkable how quickly things can turn bad.
Is it a case of they've just thrown the league in like, what's the word? Just to make sure the Europa League campaign goes well?
No.
Or is it they're actually that shit?
I think they are actually that bad. I don't think the Europa League was a real prospect for either of them until later on in the season. Once you're out of the FA Cup, once you're out of the Carabao Cup, and you're only fighting for one trophy, then it becomes a bit more serious.
Yeah.
But for a large part of the season, they glide through the first couple of rounds of the domestic trophies. Europa League, you'd be expecting them to qualify from the groups and probably get past the round of 16, see a quarter final at least for a Premier League team. But the lack of ability to perform in the Premier League is outstanding. It's remarkable. Consistently being shit week on week is an absolute credit to their establishments.
Yeah, I was going to say, so neither of them have had a Premier League win in 5, looking at their recent 5. Yeah, it's just shocking. I don't know how Spurs and Man United fans can look at that. Obviously, European trophy is a huge result, whoever gets it. But obviously football is a fickle game. But surely you've got to scratch a little bit under the surface and look and think, this is mental.
I think I'd be more worried if I was a Man United fan. I think a new manager can come into Spurs and turn things around fairly quickly. I think they're a much better run club.
Interesting.
They've got a better stadium. Their stadium's not falling apart. I think they've got a much better cash flow than Man United as well. They've got a lot less dead wood, I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're actually taking their staff out to go to the Europa League Final. Man United are saying, no, you can't even have any tickets, mate.
Yeah, that's
can't
mental.
even buy your own tickets.
Apparently Ruben Amorim's having to pay for them to go
Ridiculous.
now. Mental.
They're not going to have a trophy parade if they win it. I think that's fair enough, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
After
can't
the
have
season,
a trophy parade.
Apparently they're having an end of season barbecue instead of player awards. No one deserves an award.
No.
But yeah, I think Spurs are a much better run club. I'd be less worried if I was a Spurs fan. I think you could literally get a new manager in, and if it's the right appointment, turn things around. I think Man United could literally get Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho, Arsene Wenger back. They get Zidane and put them all in the same room, and they still couldn't fix what's going on in Man United.
Jeez.
Personally.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a horror show.
What do you say about Arsene Wenger's comments that
they
shouldn't get automatic qualification?
I mean,
why are we only moving the goalpost for
Yeah, it's because it's those teams. But I think it is I guess it's contextual, isn't it? It's because they're doing shit this season. But most of the time, the Europa League winner isn't a relegation candidate.
I mean, if it was Brighton sitting in 17th place and they won it, no one would be batting an eyelid. People would be going, fair enough, they found a way.
Yeah.
But because it is two bigger teams,
yeah,
I think there's probably a bit more scrutiny on them. But fair enough. I mean, you qualify for the Champions League however you can. I mean, one of these teams is going to get a really big relief in terms of the incoming money they'll get from the Champions League. Does the other one get an automatic Europa League spot for coming in the semi-final? coming into the final?
I don't think so, but
I
maybe.
can't remember. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Have a look.
Talking of other relegation candidates, or team that has actually been relegated, Southampton. They went to Manchester City and drew 0-0.
I mean,
Haaland's
Man City had one job.
Haaland's back as well. I was thinking this was going to be... there was all this banter about Man City climbing and Arsenal finishing third in a two-horse race. Still could happen. But I was worried. I thought Man City were going to slap Southampton and we were going to have to get a decent result against Liverpool, or we were going to end up falling into
nervy times.
Yeah. But Man City drew 0-0, which is kind of epitome of their season. Just fucking dead.
How do you not beat Southampton?
Ruben Diaz came out after the game and said it's hard to play against Southampton because they refuse to even play. What?
How is it hard to play against a team who have prior to your game 11 points in 35 games?
Yeah. If anything, that is the easiest game to play. Also,
it doesn't get easier.
Refuse to play, so they refuse to just bend over and get slapped about.
I think what he's trying to say is that we couldn't find a way of getting past the bottom place team in the Premier League.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, they could see goals for fun.
Minus 57 goal difference. Lost 28 of the 36 they've played.
And this is a game where Man City could set up with literally just one centre-back and have everyone else in Southampton's half.
Yeah.
Because they offer nothing going forward, ain't they?
No.
So, for me, it's excuses. They're obviously
sounds like
embarrassed.
a you problem. Yeah.
They've got a big Erling Haaland back in the team. You couldn't ask for a bigger gimme than coming back after injury against Southampton. You might fall into a hat-trick.
Yeah.
So, Wagwan.
I don't like the whole people that don't play football saying, I could score 10 goals in the Premier League. Against that Southampton team, playing for Man City, I reckon I could have a couple.
I don't think Pep would ever say anything like that.
No.
Because I think he respects that there's more than one way to win a football game. But for his centre-back to come out, his captain?
Surely his centre-back has got to commend a well-fought defensive performance.
I just think it's pathetic behaviour, and I'm really pissed off that they let him get a point.
I think he's embarrassed because he brought Maya Jama to the game.
Yeah. And she's seeing better stuff in Ballers League.
She's seeing... Come on. Stinker from Man City. But I've seen rumours that now they're looking to go again in the market to sign that Reinders from AC Milan.
I've also heard that they've tried to get him for Wirtz as well.
So, can anyone even compete? Man United, Man City spent 200 mil in January. Probably going to spend another 200 mil in the summer.
Arsenal though, Zubimendi?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm excited about it, but like, how can any team compete with a team that just every time they don't get a title,
win the Premier League,
spend like 500 mil?
But why don't you do that?
I don't know. Don't have a
you
oil.
Buy some more Arsenal
don't
shirts,
have like
mate.
an oil daddy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't. Yeah.
It is shit that they're probably next season going to win the Premier League after signing, 3 players at £100 million a pop, and then a couple for 50 million. I mean, you see, Kuznetsov, what was that, 60 million he signed for?
Yeah.
And where has he been?
Yeah,
apparently he had a bit of beef with
Pep. Yeah, I heard about this.
He said Pep needs to use shampoo or something. He can't even speak English. So it's got to be lost in translation.
Poor guy had a stinker when he first arrived. Brought it back.
He was their player of the month, though, the month after.
I don't know what's
and
going
he's not
on.
been seen. Yeah, I don't know. It's just... I mean, that's next season's problem. We'll worry about it next season.
Yeah, who cares?
But yeah, I mean, it's been a good season.
Talk to me about the Championship playoffs. So, last night, Sunderland, Dan Ballard, Arsenal Academy graduate, last minute equaliser to win on aggregate against Coventry.
I think in our pre-season previews, I said that Ipswich was assigned Dan Ballard. They should have listened to me. Maybe Man United or Spurs have been relegated. If that was
I think over the two playoff semis, 32 header and clearances.
He is an absolute unit.
Yeah, what
He's
guy?
so good in the air. I think that it's all pointless because Sheffield United have like a, probably have 10 times the wage bill of Sunderland.
I would like Sunderland to go up though. Big
I
club.
would. Yeah, I would as well. But
And Sheffield United are boring.
I don't see anyone beating Sheffield United. I
Do you
think
not?
Sheffield United, Burnley, Leeds were clear in terms of squad ability. Wage bill is I think Leeds' wage bill is something like 18 times that of Plymouth's.
Is it?
Why are we seeing that in the Championship?
I was going to say, it's probably higher than a few Prem teams.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
massively.
Yeah.
It's definitely higher than like Southampton, probably
Yeah.
Ipswich.
Probably even like Brentford.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's absolutely absurd. And yeah, it is what it is. I would have liked to see a Bristol City Coventry final or a Bristol City Sunderland final. Bristol City got absolutely slapped. I don't know if you saw the first leg. Kiefer Moore got brought down by former QPR man Rob Dickie.
Yeah, I think I did see that, yeah.
It was penalty and a red card.
Mm.
Apparently he didn't try to play the ball. I don't know about that. But if you make a challenge like that in the box. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think tonight we've got Leyton Orient versus Stockport, which would be interesting. Championship playoffs are just brilliant. It's going to be so good. I just hope that Sheffield United don't go up.
And then this weekend, we've got big Crystal Palace at Wembley, looking for their first ever silverware against Man City in the FA Cup final.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm excited for it. We're going to be there.
Come on, let us know
Reporting
if you're
live
going.
from Wembley.
Cheering on Palace.
Yeah.
Fuck Man City.
Yeah, I'll be there in my Eze shirt.
Come on, I'll be
go.
there in my Roy Hodgson get up.
full kit.
Yeah. And then we got, I think it's the week after that, midweek is the Europa League final.
Yes, indeed.
And then it's like a week after that is the Champions League. So yeah, lots of exciting football coming up towards the end of the season.
The end of the season is sad because you know you're going to have a period of time without football. But the end of the season where all climaxes is great. We love a good climax.
Unless your team has none of them.
Yeah, man.
Dead.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Anyway, it's been BoreDraw, episode 132, and it's live.